Hello, welcome to Social Security Disability Help. The URL of our website is socialsecurity-disability.org. Today, we're going to talk about the disabling condition of ADHD. ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, is a chronic neuropsychiatric condition that affects both children and adults, characterized by an inability to focus attention and complete actions. ADHD symptoms range from moderate to extreme and often impact a person's ability to complete educational goals, retain a job, and sustain interpersonal relationships. The coping mechanisms of individuals suffering from ADHD are easily overwhelmed, and their actions often seem chaotic and disorganized to others. Adults affected by ADHD often struggle with associated conditions such as depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. Up to 60% of children diagnosed with ADHD continue to suffer from this condition as adults. Adult ADHD is also referred to as adult ADHA, adult ADD, and AADD. Many of the symptoms of ADHD can be evidenced by people not suffering from the condition, particularly during periods of fatigue or high stress. Individuals affected by ADHD will have exhibited since childhood multiple combinations of symptoms so severe that they continually interfere with their lives. There is no specific test that diagnoses ADHD. Instead, the physician pieces together evidence of symptoms and determines how long the symptoms have been a limiting factor in a patient's life. In general, to be diagnosed as having ADHD, symptoms must have been present since early childhood and must be severe enough to have interfered with at least two areas of an individual's life. In order to substantiate a diagnosis, a physician must supplement a patient's medical and behavioral history with a neuropsychiatric evaluation, which may include WAIS, BADDS, and/or WURS tests. These tests are used to create some objective evidence of ADHD and to rule out other conditions such as depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. A physical evaluation may be used to rule out diseases such as hyperthyroidism, which can result in symptoms similar to ADHD. The causes of ADHD are not known for certain. Among the possible causes are genetic factors, brain injury, prenatal smoking and alcohol use by the mother, exposure to high levels of lead, sugar, and food additives, such as artificial colors and preservatives. ADHD is treated with a combination of medication, behavior therapy, cognitive therapy, and skills training. The fact that ADHD always begins in early childhood is important because while ADHD is listed by the Social Security Administration under Section 112.11, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, the listing applies to children. There is no similar section for adults. If you are able to prove that you have had ADHD since childhood, and if you can show that this condition has impaired your ability to do schoolwork as a child and to be gainfully employed as an adult, your condition may be considered severe enough to get disability benefits. An ADHD diagnosis in and of itself is not enough to qualify for disability benefits. As a child, you must have had measurable functional impairments, and as an adult, you must have measurable functional impairments that keep you from working. You must also meet the requirements of both paragraph A and paragraph B below. Acceptable documentation means medical findings, historical information, and standardized test results. Because determination of an ADHD diagnosis is quite subjective, it can be difficult to win disability benefits based solely on this condition. The determination of disability relies to a great extent on the opinion of those who have had contributed to your historical documentation, such as teachers and employers. As individual opinions based on personal observations made long before the time of the disability case review can often vary greatly and are always open to interpretation, they provide a far weaker foundation for an SSDI claim than objective physical and medical evidence. If you are disabled because of severe ADHD symptoms that prevent you from working, and if you have sufficient supporting documentation, you may well be entitled to Social Security disability benefits. Although total disability based on ADHD diagnosis can be difficult to prove compared to other disabling conditions, working closely with medical professionals and a qualified Social Security disability attorney or advocate to collect and present the appropriate documentation to support your claim in front of the DDS can help to ensure that your ADHD disability case will have the highest possible chance of success. Thanks for taking the time today to learn about your disability case with ADHD. If you think you might have a worthy case to receive disability benefits, scroll to the top of the screen and fill out the blue form entitled Free Evaluation to be contacted by a qualified attorney or advocate to examine your case. Thanks again.